stand, please. This honorable court is now resumed. God save the Queen. You may be seated.
A pleasant good morning to all, and I would like to welcome you to the first virtual ceremony for the enrollment of attorneys at law. These proceedings are necessary in light of the COVID-19 pandemic that is affecting Jamaica and the rest of the world. Attorneys who will be representing the applicants today are referred to Practice Direction number 13 of 2020 as amended. That is to guide how today's proceedings will be conducted. The court has been provided with a list of the applicants, as have been read to you by the learned registrar and the attorneys at law who will be representing them. The court will be proceeding according to the list. I will call the name of the attorney who is to present the applications, and then the learned registrar will call the names of the applicants whose application is to be considered. I thank you all, and Madam Registrar, we will now begin. Mr. B. St. Michael Hilton, Queen's Counsel.
May it please me, lady. I appear in 4 matters this morning.
Yes.
Ashley Mayer.
Lady, the application of Ashley Mayer. I trust your ladyship now has the bundle.
Yes, I do, Mr. Hilton. You're asking for the application of Ms. Ashley Mayer to be considered,
yes,
to be presented to the court.
Yes,
and I've been informed that the documents are in order and permission is given to Ms. Mayer to take the oath.
Much obliged, lady. Mayor.
I, Ashley Tamara Mayer, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Next.
Shannon Scott.
Lady, I hereby present the application of Ms. Scott, Shannon Tamara Ashley Scott.
Thank you. Mr. Hilton, I have been informed that the documents are in order and permission is given to Ms. Scott to take the oath.
Much obliged, lady.
I, Shannon Tamara Ashley Scott, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Next, please.
Kamisha Shaw.
Milady, I hereby present this application by Ms. Kamisha Patrice Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Hilton. The documents are in order, I am told, and Ms. Shaw is permitted to take the oath.
Much obliged, milady.
I, Kamisha Patrice Shaw, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Carol Richardson.
And milady, I present the application of Carol Marie Richardson.
Documents are in order, Mr. Hilton, and Ms. Richardson is permitted to take the oath.
Much obliged, milady.
I, Carol Marie Richardson, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you. Mr.
Much obliged, my lady.
You're welcome, Mr. Hilton. Mr. Patrick Foster, Queen's Counsel.
May it please the court, I have 4 applications this morning.
John G. Graham.
The first is Alicia Kimberly Vidal.
We will start with Mr. Graham.
As your ladyship pleases.
Are you hearing?
I am hearing you, my lady.
The registrar will call the name of the applicant and you will present the application.
I will follow that protocol, my lady.
Thank you so much.
John G. Graham.
It's the application of Jean Gilroy Graham to be admitted to practice.
Documents are in order, Mr. Foster, and Mr. Graham is permitted to take the oath.
Thank you.
I, John Gilroy Graham, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you.
Abigail Henry.
This is the application of Abigail Chobet Henry.
The documents are in order and Ms. Henry is permitted to take the oath.
I, Abigail Chobeth Henry, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Repeat the name.
Alicia Vidal.
I'm not hearing the court very well.
Alicia Vidal.
Alicia Kimberly Vidal application, I represent her.
The documents for Ms. Vidal are in order and she's permitted to take the oath.
I, Alicia Kimberly Vidal, do swear that I will and well truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you.
Chad Winter.
I represent Chad Douglas Winter, also my lady.
Yeah, the documents are in order, Mr. Foster, and
Thank
he's
you, ma'am.
permitted to take the oath.
I, Chad Winter, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you. Mrs. Sandra Maynard Phillips, Queen's Counsel.
May it please you, my lady. I appear instructed by Mass Veteran Gordon, and I beg to present the application of Mr. James Earl Alexander Kirkland.
Documents are in order, Mrs. Maynard Phillips, and Mr. Kirkland is permitted to take the oath.
The Bible in your right.
I, James Earl Alistair Kirkland, do swear
that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you. Mr. Ian Wilkinson, Queen's Counsel. Mr. Wilkinson?
Well, the host is not letting me. Where my lady, I'm trying to. It says that I cannot start my video because the host has stopped it.
Oh dear.
Start again. Oh.
Yes, Mr. Wilkinson, we are now seeing you clearly. Please call.
Much obliged, my lady. May I mention the application of Kadeen Natoya Hilton?
Mr. Wilkinson?
Yes, my lady.
You did not hear the instructions of the court. Perhaps you're having some technical issues. The registrar will call the name of the applicant and you will present the application. So the first person is Arna Booth.
Please, is you, my lady?
Yes.
My lady, this is the application by Arna Antoinette Booth.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkinson. The documents are in order, and Ms. Booth is permitted to take the oath.
I, Arna Booth, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and the duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you. Next.
Much obliged, my lady. Can I just indicate that Ms. Booth is actually acting as a deputy clerk of courts from Manchester.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkinson.
Much obliged, my lady.
Amelia Cole Taylor.
My lady, the application of Carmelia Claire Cole Taylor. This applicant, if it pleases you, my lady, wishes to affirm, and I respectfully ask for your ladyship's indulgence in granting this application.
The documents for Mrs. Cole Taylor are in order, and she's permitted to be affirmed.
I'm indeed much obliged to your ladyship.
I, Carmelia Claire Cole Taylor, do solemnly.
Just a moment. Are you raising your right hand? I'm unable to see you clearly. Could you please raise your right hand? Excellent. Please proceed.
I, Carmelia Claire Cole Taylor, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skills and judgment.
Thank you. Next.
Much obliged, my lady.
My name is Ramon Campbell.
My lady, the application of Mrs. Glenisha Georgia Drummond Campbell. And this applicant also wishes to affirm, my lady. And I respectfully crave your indulgence in allowing her to do so.
And Mr. Wilkinson, could you state a short reason? I should have asked the previous applicant of the applicant. Is this based on what? That she wishes to be affirmed? Religious reasons, such a short reason for the affirmation.
Yes. My lady, if it pleases you, I will just let her reappear before your ladyship.
Yes. Okay.
My reason, my lady, is because of...
Mr. Wilkinson will tell me the reason.
Yeah, my lady, it's for religious reasons, my lady. I was following the best evidence rule, so it came from the source itself.
Oh, all right. So the documents for Mrs. Drummond Campbell are in order, and she's permitted to be affirmed.
And those reasons are also, milady, the same, religious reasons. Much obliged, milady.
Thank you.
I, Kamisha Georgia Drummond Campbell, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skills and judgment.
Thank you. Next, please.
Kamisha Harrison.
Much obliged, milady.
Kamisha Harrison.
Milady, the application of Miss Kamisha Cordelia Harrison, and this applicant, milady, also wishes to affirm for religious reasons. And I crave your leave in granting that application, if it pleases you, milady.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkinson. The
Much
documents
obliged.
are in order for Ms. Harrison, and she's permitted to be affirmed.
Much obliged, milady.
I, Kamisha Cordelia Harrison, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skills and judgment.
Thank you. Next.
Kadeen Hilton. Kadeen Hilton.
If it pleases you, milady, the application by Miss Kadeen Natoya Hilton.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkinson.
No relation to Queen's Counsel Hilton, as far as I'm aware, milady.
The documents are in order, and Ms. Hilton is permitted to take the oath.
Much obliged, milady.
I, Kadeen Natoya Hilton, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you. Next, please.
Much obliged, milady. Milady, before you mention the matter, if you just permit me 30 seconds to say, famous writer Eric Arthur Blair, whose pseudonym was George Orwell, once wrote that all animals are equal, some are more equal than others. With apologies to George Orwell, I'd just like to say that all applications are equal, but some are more equal than others. Much obliged, milady.
I see Mr. Wilkins.
Dwayne Jonas.
And my reason for making that statement will be apparent later, milady.
I see Mr. Wilkinson. Please proceed with the application in relation to Mr. Dwayne Jonas.
The application for Mr. Dwayne Jonas, milady.
Documents are in order, and Mr. Jonas is permitted to take the oath.
Yes, it's actually Dwayne Anthony Jonas. Much obliged, milady.
I, Dwayne Anthony Jonas, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you. Next, please.
Philippa Jonas.
And whilst this other applicant is coming, may I just say that Mr. Jonas is actually a detective sergeant of police, milady, so he'll serve the law in more ways than one.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkinson.
Much obliged, milady. This next applicant is Philippa Angelique Jonas, who is the sister of the previous applicant, my lady. Much obliged.
Documents of Ms. Jonas are in order, and she is permitted to take the oath.
Much obliged, my lady.
I, Felica Angeli Jonas, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Next, please.
Shika Lawrence.
The application, my lady, if it pleases you, of Shika Alicia Lawrence.
Documents are in order, and she is permitted to take the oath.
Much obliged, my lady.
I, Shika Alicia Lawrence, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Next, please.
Travis Wilson.
The last matter on my list, if it pleases you, my lady, is the application by Mr. Travis Rudolph Wilson.
The documents are in order, Mr. Wilkinson, and Mr. Wilson is permitted to take the oath.
Much obliged, my lady.
I, Travis Rudolph Wilson, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you.
My lady, that's the end of my list, if it pleases you, my lady.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkinson.
Much obliged, my lady.
Mrs. Georgia Gibbs Hanlon, Queen's Counsel.
If it pleases you, my lady, I have to react.
Yes.
Tashoy Adrian.
Lady, may I present the application of Tashoy Deandra Adrian?
Thank you, Mrs. Gibson Henlin. The documents are in order, and she's permitted to take the oath.
I, Tashoy Deandra Adrian, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you.
Chevenise Arnold.
Lady, may I present the application of Chevenise Melissa Arnold?
The documents are in order, and Ms. Arnold is permitted to take the oath.
I, Chevenise Arnold, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you.
Ruth Ann Owens.
And may I present the application of Ruth Ann Natalie Owens?
Documents are in order, and Ms. Owens is permitted to take the oath.
I, Ruth Ann Natalie Owens, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you.
That's my list.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Gibson Henley. Mr. Tom Tavares Finson, Queen's Counsel.
Andrea Walters.
Good morning, my lady. I present Andrea Delmira White Walters.
The documents are in order, and she's permitted to take the oath.
I, Andrea Delmira White Walters, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you. Mrs. Valerie Nita Robinson, Queen's Counsel.
No. May it please you, my lady. I have 4 applications today, and I believe I begin with Joy Carter.
That is correct.
Thank you, my lady.
Robertson.
I beg my lady to present the application of Joy Carter.
Her documents are in order, Mrs. Robertson, and she is permitted to take the oath.
Thank you, my lady. Hold up the Bible.
I, Joy Carter, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you.
Kenil Henry.
Milady, I beg to present the application of Mr. Kadeen Henry.
The documents are in order, and Mr. Henry is permitted to take the oath.
Milady, Mr. Henry wishes to affirm for religious reasons. May it please you. Maybe he be so permitted.
Thank you, Mrs. Robertson. He may be affirmed.
I, Kenil Wardell Henry, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lady.
Delphine Golden.
Yes. Milady, this applicant wishes to affirm, and I beg to present the application of Miss Delphine. Oh, it's a long name, lady. Delphine Rosemary Golden Jenkins.
And she wishes to be affirmed based on religious reasons. Mrs. Robertson. Thank you. Her documents are...
Yes, my lady. Yes.
Oh, here's a delay. The documents are in order, and she's permitted to be affirmed.
Much obliged.
I, Delphine Rosemary Golden Jenkins, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you.
Gary McDonald.
Thank you, my lady. I beg to present the application of Gary Akeem McDonald.
Mr. McDonald's documents are in order, and he's permitted to take the oath.
Thank you, my lady.
I, Gary Akeem McDonald, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
That is my list, my lady. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. Mr. Maurice Manning, Queen's Counsel.
May so please you, my lady.
Jonathan Duar.
My lady, I beg to present the application of Jonathan Arturia St. Aubin Dwyer.
The documents of Mr. Dwyer are in order, Mr. Manning, and he's permitted to take the oath.
Thank you, my lady.
I, Jonathan Arturia St. Aubin Dwyer, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lady.
Mr. John Graham, Queen's Counsel.
My lady, I am presenting today the application of Hallie Taylor King. And if your ladyship finds the documents to be in order, I ask that she be invited to take the oath.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. The documents are in order, and she's permitted to take the oath.
Thank you, my lady.
I, Hallie Taylor King, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lady.
You're welcome to Mr. Graham. Mrs. Simone Mayhew, Queen's Counsel.
May it please you, my lady. I have 3 applications today.
Yes.
Natalie Foster Brown.
My lady, I beg you to allow me to present the application of Natalie Marjorie Foster Brown.
Documents are in order, Mrs. Mayhew, and she's permitted to take the oath.
Thank you. Natalie Marjorie Foster Brown, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you.
Tajira Douglas.
My lady, I beg you to allow me to present the application of Tajira Douglas.
Mrs. Mayhew, the documents are in order. Ms. Douglas may take the oath.
I, Tajira Lisa Vashti Douglas, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you.
Alexis Fraser. Alexi Dean Fraser.
Lady, I beg you to allow me to present the application of Alexidine Orlandra Fraser.
Her documents are in order, Mrs. Mayhew, and she's permitted to take the oath.
My lady, I apologize. I'm supposed to do an affirmation.
Oh, my lady, I'm sorry. Thank you, Ms. Fraser, for reminding me. Might she affirm for religious reasons, my lady?
Yes, Mrs. Mayhew, she's permitted to be affirmed.
I, Alexidine Orlandra Fraser, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you.
Lady, might I just have a minute of being obliged? I really could not help myself since there was no graduation. Miss Alexidine Fraser, I believe, was the recipient of over 10 prizes in her last year. I really have to take this opportunity to publicly congratulate her, even though I accept that is not a requirement for calling to the bar.
I join with you, Mrs. Mayhew, in congratulating her on her outstanding achievements.
Thank you, my lady.
Mr. Wentworth Charles of Council.
May it please you, my lady. I beg to present the application of Georgia Ulrika Henry.
Mr. Charles, her documents are in order, and Ms. Henry is permitted to take the oath.
I'm obliged, my lady.
I, Georgia Ulrika Henry, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. May I have a short moment, please? Madam Registrar, I need you to find out where he will come in, what stage, all right? Thank you. Miss Leith Deacon of Council.
May it so please you, my lady. Might I beg to present the application of Miss Tia Marie Austin.
Thank you, Ms. Deacon. Her documents are in order, and she's permitted to take the oath.
I'm obliged, my lady.
I, Tia Marie Austin, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Mr. Andrea Earl of Council.
May it please you, my lady. I beg to present the application of Shara Joel Malcolm.
Her documents are in order, Mr. Earl, and she's permitted to take the oath.
Lady, may I respectfully request that she be permitted to affirm on the grounds of religious reasons.
She's permitted to be so affirmed.
Much obliged.
We are not hearing you, Miss Malcolm. Could you please turn on your mic?
Sorry, my lady.
That's all right.
I, Shara Jewel Malcolm, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you.
Sean Nelson.
May it please you, my lady, I beg to present the application of Sean Andreas Nelson.
Documents are in order, and he's permitted to take the oath.
Much obliged, my lady.
I, Sean Andreas Nelson, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Just a moment, Madam Registrar. Before the graduates, before the application. Mr. Michael Palmer of Council.
May it please my lady, I beg to present the application of Miss Avonia Elizabeth Pinnock to be admitted to practice.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Her documents are in order, and she's permitted to take the oath.
I'm much obliged, my lady.
You're welcome.
I, Avonia Elizabeth Pinnock, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Mr. Anthony Williams of Council.
Make so please you, my lady. I beg to present the application of the applicant, Ms. Shanique Tonian Shante Bowden.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Her documents are in order, and she's permitted to take the oath.
Lady, with your permission and leave, I ask that Ms. Bowden be permitted to take the to give an affirmation on the grounds of religious reasons.
Very well, Mr. Williams. She may be affirmed.
I, Shanique Tony and Shante Bowden, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you.
Milady, just before you proceed to the next applicant, very quickly, the applicants so far and to come have used the words skill and judgment. But I just want to remind them that the word judgment essentially means as counsel that they are to make a decision objectively, wisely, authoritatively, and properly researched. It is
Thank you.
As counsel. Thank you very much, Milady.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams, for those wise words. Ms. Deneve Barnett of counsel.
Might it please you, my lady? I am honored, madam, to present application of Khadija Huan Malik James. I'm particularly honored, my lady, because her father is a former police officer in this country, Detective Corporal Donovan James, and her mother, who you may or may not know, ma'am, is Mrs. Lisa Williams James, a former clerk of courts for the parish of Westmoreland. I hope that you'll find her documents in order, my lady, and permit her to take the oath.
Thank you, Ms. Barnett. Her documents are in order and she may take the oath.
Thank you, ma'am. I, Khadija Huan Malik James, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Thank you.
Obliged.
You're welcome, Ms. Barnett. Mr. Hugh Wilson of counsel.
My lady, may it please you, I beg to present the application of Crystal Abigail Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Her documents are in order and she's permitted to take the oath.
I, Crystal Abigail Brown, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you.
I'm obliged, my lady.
He's here. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Jeffrey Daly of counsel.
May it please you, my lady, I beg to present the application of Tyrian Sarah Brown to be admitted as an attorney at law.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. Her documents are in order and Ms. Ms. Brown is permitted to take the oath.
I, Tyrian Sarah Brown, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Mr. Clive Monroe Sr.
My lady.
Thompson.
May it please you, my lady, I beg to present the application of Maureen Elizabeth Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Monroe. Her documents are in order and Ms. Thompson is permitted to take the oath.
I'm obliged, my lady.
I, Maureen Elizabeth Thompson, do swear that I will...
Just a moment, Ms. Thompson. Could you put yourself in a position so we can see the Bible in your right hand? I'm so sorry.
That's fine. Okay.
Please start again. Thank you.
I, Maureen Elizabeth Thompson, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Ms. Cordelia Fox of Council.
May it please you, my lady, I beg to present the application of Mr. Daniel Dane Richard Bruce.
These documents are in order, and Mr. Bruce is permitted to take the oath.
I, Daniel Dane Richard Bruce, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you.
Much obliged, my lady.
You're welcome, Ms. Fox. Mr. Bertram Anderson of Council.
May it please you, my lady.
Antoinette Burton Stair.
My lady, I beg to present the application of Antoinette Elizabeth Burton Stair.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Her documents are in order, and Mrs. Burton Stair is permitted to take the oath.
I, Antoinette Elizabeth Burton Stair, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. Ms. Stacey-Ann Williams of Council.
If it pleases you, my lady.
Yes.
I'm instructed by Mark Morrison and Williams, attorneys at law, and I'd like to present the application of Miss Peter K. Antonian Dawkins.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Her documents are in order, and she's permitted to take the oath.
I, Peter Shea Antonian Dawkins, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you. And finally, Ms. Shauna Gay Mitchell of Council.
Might it so please you, my lady, I wish to beg to present the application of Ashley Shamar Christiana Pusey to be called as an attorney at law.
Her documents are in order.
Lady, might I ask that she be permitted to affirm as she is Seventh-day Adventist?
Very well, Ms. Mitchell, she may be affirmed.
Much obliged, my lady.
I, Ashley Shamar Christiana Pusey, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you.
Tavion Manning.
Might it so please you, my lady, I wish to present the application of Tavion Tamara Manning to be called to the Jamaican bar.
Thank you, Ms. Mitchell. The documents are in order, and she may take the oath.
I, Tavion Tamara Manning, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Thank you.
Much obliged, lady.
I will now give some directions as to how the ceremony will proceed. I wish to, at this point, to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Emil Leiber, President of the Bar Association, who has been invited to give brief remarks. Following Mr. Leiber's remarks, I understand that one of the newly appointed attorneys at law will make a brief address on behalf of all those who have been admitted today, and I will give the closing remarks, and then the ceremony will come to an end. So at this stage, I now invite Mr. Leiber to give his brief remarks. Mr. Leiber? I thought he was on the platform.
I was wondering if you were going to try to see if I was with Kim.
You know, you put the big X in the
This is when you entered to the down.
Oh, I never knew. Pardon me? He's not on the platform. I am being told that unfortunately Mr. Leiber is not on the platform at this time. So I will invite the representative of the newly appointed attorneys at law to make his or her remarks at this stage. Thank you.
May it so please you, my lady. I am Jonathan Arturia St. Aubin Dwyer, and it is truly a privilege to address this honorable court as a representative of my colleagues who embark on their journey as counsel today. Having survived the onslaught of 2020, my lady, I can confidently say we know not what lies before us. But at this juncture, we can do two things. Firstly, my lady, reflect with hearts of gratitude for what was, and secondly, make wholehearted commitments to being our best in whatever lies ahead. It is with this in mind, my lady, that I, on behalf of all of my colleagues, express deep gratitude to this honorable court for bestowing on us this most noble responsibility to serve as counsel and officers of this court. We will indeed strive towards ensuring the efficient administration of justice throughout all the courts of this beautiful island of Jamaica. Given the throes of this pandemic, my lady, in which we are currently in, we are grateful to this honorable court for allotting time to facilitate this most prestigious and unusual occasion. In that regard, we again express our deepest gratitude. To the attorneys at law who made themselves available to call my colleagues and I to the bar today, we are immensely grateful for your time and much needed tutelage. My lady, special recognition should also be given to the court staff who worked assiduously to ensure that everything was perfect, which has culminated in this groundbreaking ceremony today. From ensuring that our documents were in order, to facilitating the streaming of this ceremony for the viewing pleasure of our proud loved ones and well-wishers alike, we thank you. To the many family members, friends, and well-wishers who have supported us along this journey, no word of adoration and gratitude is too grand to be conveyed today. You were and continue to be our cheerleaders in times of victory, the sturdy shoulder to lean on in times of great trial, the financial supporters, my lady, during this quite expensive sojourn, and the voice of wise counsel when we needed it the most. We are forever in your debt. Now, my lady, I am mindful that for some today, This gratitude is expressed to ears that are listening in the heavens, as loved ones who have stood beside us here on earth are no longer with us. But we take courage, my lady, as they are indeed proud of us and share in our great joy. Finally, my lady, we look to the future in a year that has captured the very essence of the word unprecedented. And despite arduous obstacles that continue to face our world, we appear before your ladyship as beacons of hope. We are a testament to the resilience of our proud people, and we may remain resolute in serving our nation with the highest level of integrity, honesty, probity, and dignity that is befitting of this noble profession. We are undaunted in the face of adversity, even in this current pandemic. We commit that even as we have been called to the bar today, we will continue to raise the bar and rise above everything. Unless your ladyship requires any further assistance from me, this is the extent of my address to this honorable court today.
Thank you very much. Your words are duly noted and are very important and wise to your colleagues and the rest of us. I had seen Mr. Leiber on the platform, but he has disappeared again. Mr. Leiber, are you there?
Yes, Your Ladyship, and my apologies. As you know, I was attempting to be both physical and virtual at the same time. And so
an impossibility, Mr. Leiber.
quite so.
I invite you at this time to make your brief remarks to the newly enrolled attorneys at law.
Much obliged, Your Ladyship. And thank you to the court, and congratulations to all the new enrollees this morning. I welcome you as brothers and sisters to the bar. This calling, and I'm sure this has been adverted to previously, is certainly one of significance. As I was thinking on what to say this morning, I was actually thinking of my being called to the bar at a time when the civil procedure rules were just, in their current form, were just coming into being. Last night I downloaded the first official soft copy of the CPR with the 2020 amendments via Book Fusion, which had been overdue since 2006. So this generation of enrollees to the bar, I think they are ripe with opportunity. This is a time of change, and in change there is growth. In change there is a greater opportunity for development. This year we have seen the introduction of virtual hearings, and this of course is an example of one. And while those who are a bit more senior at the bar may take some time to become comfortable with the forum so that they're not ordering their lunch while court matters are going on, etc., you have the benefit of starting out in this virtual space whereby you are poised to be at the forefront of the justice in its most, I would say, efficient form. And we look forward, when I say we, the members of the Jamaican Bar Association, your colleagues at the bar, look forward to seeing you both physically and virtually, because there is still a benefit to physical interaction with our colleagues. I'm certainly hopeful next year that our November conference can be both physical and virtual. But as we look forward to the future, as you start your new journey, as you start along this path, I said we should all be blessed that we have this opportunity to engage in this process via this medium, and that we are poised for the growth, development, and in a circumstance where I think we can look forward, hopefully, to many more years of working together as colleagues and hopefully as friends in due course. Because one of the things that I always said is that, you know, I'm Emile and we have Maurice, etc., Ian, Sandra, all the senior members of the bar are now your brothers and sisters. So once more, I welcome you and I look forward to working side by side, sometimes on opposing sides, both virtually and in person. Thank you very much. Oh, and a public service announcement, Mr. Malik Kellier will be there at both the courtrooms at the courts and at the bar office with your welcome packages. So normally you would have been all present as a group in court, but for those of you I understand who may be coming to the courts subsequently, you can see Mr. Kellier either at the court or collect your welcome packages from the bar office, which is located at 7080 Harbor Street. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leiber.
Oblige your ladyship.
I will commence my remarks, as I intend to finish them, by congratulating the newly enrolled attorneys at law. Today is indeed a special day. Today you all become part of our noble profession. You should take great pride in all of your achievements that have led you to this moment. We all know the significant amount of work, and I hear money, that must be done to complete university and law school. Today I find myself in a most unusual position because it is customary for attorneys appearing before the court to present sound arguments in the hope of persuading the court to fine for their respective clients. The table for the moment has been turned, albeit temporarily, because what I'm about to do is to present, I hope, sound arguments to our newly enrolled attorneys, which I hope will persuade them to the points that I will raise. I'm hoping the arguments that I will present will convince you, if you are not already convinced, to my point of view. Today, there will be no orders or directions of the court, but mere recommendations, which I hope that you will adopt. When the formalities are completed, you all will be licensed to practice law in Jamaica. With this accomplishment and authority come great responsibility. Some say that the law is about making money. I strongly disagree with this position. My belief is that the law is all about service and taking on the responsibility of serving others. In spite of the COVID-19 pandemic, you have joined the profession at a most exciting time. There have been many changes to the laws of Jamaica and the practice of law to promote efficiency in the administration of justice. As an example, the pandemic has forced us to utilize technology more to hear and determine matters in the court. Whether we liked it or not, we were forced to modernize in most areas at lightning speed so as to provide access to justice for our fellow Jamaicans, whom we serve. A glaring example of this is the fact that you have made history by being the first group of attorneys to be called to the bar via electronic means. It is my fervent hope that you will continue to be the makers of history by being the best and the brightest of the next generation of the legal profession, and I encourage you to do so. This feat, although appearing monumental, is achievable in my view. The first step, which I recommend to you, is that you're to recognize that we need efficient means and methods to carry out justice in every case in the shortest possible time and at the lowest possible cost. This is the challenge we all face as judges and lawyers. I encourage you, therefore, bearing in mind and adhering to the canons of our noble profession, to help restore rather than hinder or destroy confidence in our justice system. The second step that I encourage you to note is that if you, as attorneys at law, find that justice is not being achieved, rather than talk about it, do something about it. Because when the public sees that the justice system may be failing, the confidence in the law will decline to our own detriment. So it is up to you, our newly minted attorneys, to propose changes to the laws or the rules of court, bearing in mind that you have the skills, training, and ability to make a difference and have an impact. The third step is that you are to make every effort as attorneys to ensure that the law works in the real world by providing the proper answers to help persons who are experiencing real problems. This requires hard work, common sense, and good judgment. Simple yes or no answers will rarely work, as we know. Therefore, the attorneys, some of whom, or most of whom are amongst our midst, who are regarded as our brightest and best, those who are respected and ought to be emulated, are the ones who always give options to their clients and advise them of what is right within the context of achieving justice. Such attorneys, in representing their clients, refer not only to the law, but to other considerations, such as moral, economic, and social factors that may be relevant to their clients' circumstances. Our ultimate goal as those who guard and serve justice is not only to make the law work for our clients, but also to ensure that in the end, justice has been achieved. The fourth step I commend to you is to always conduct yourselves with the decorum and etiquette expected of attorneys. This means acting courteously, with civility and ethically to your clients, colleagues, and the court. Unfortunately, we have seen some deterioration of this expected conduct in recent times, and I encourage you to maintain your own dignity and the dignity of our noble profession at all times. The fifth step is to ensure that persons always have access to justice, especially those who are poor, vulnerable, and unpopular. Our courts must remain places where persons can enter to seek redress without fear that they will be treated unfairly or disrespectfully because of their race, religion, sexual orientation, gender, sex, or disability. I charge you to ensure that the constitutional rights of those whom you serve are zealously protected. Those who need legal services and who cannot afford it must be provided with assistance. So there may be times you may need to represent clients on legal aid assignments or do the occasional pro bono matters. Finally, I hope, like for me, the law is your calling, and such a noble one it is. Please do not forget what our calling is all about. It is not simply about making money. It is not only about winning cases. It is not about telling clients what they want to hear, such as that they have a winnable case when you very well know that they do not. It is about arriving at real solutions to solve real problems with the satisfaction that justice has been served. I hope you have entered this noble profession because you have a genuine desire to help people and to assist them with solving their problems, and that you will use the justice system as the tool to accomplish this. Justice must prevail, and for this to happen, we cannot take it for granted or abuse it. I am confident that you will continue to be the makers of history. I encourage you to be stewards of justice, to be professional, civil, and ethical at all times, and to graciously embrace the changes to the practice of law that will enhance justice. On behalf of the Chief Justice and the judiciary, congratulations and welcome to the legal community. May I, on your behalf, thank all the attorneys at law who assisted in the proceedings this morning. May I also thank the registrar and her staff, the CADIT group, for the services that they have rendered to the proceedings and making it a success. I look at the clock and I noted that we started at 10:15 a.m. And I heard the learned registrar saying to Queen's Counsel, Mrs. Minot Phillips, that our target was 1 hour and 15 minutes. Well, we have met that target. So thank you to everyone. And at this stage, the proceedings will now be adjourned.
Stand, please. This honorable court is now adjourned. God save the Queen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the newly minted attorneys at law. And please be reminded of the